facing the police every single day.
We got this story weeks ago and the sheriff's records department was total assholes to us. Right there I knew the mother was telling the truth. The sheriff should have Baker acted him or Markman acted him or arrested him for probation violation. For admitting he was on meth. Instead the cops made fun of him and left him alone. And he drowned. This is a major cover-up and a major lawsuit. Extreme neglect of duty. Mother, cops' indifference led to son's death. Authorities determined Stephen Filmeck wasn't a threat to self, others. By Ann Easker. Staff writer. Stephen Filmeck told cops he was high on meth before he drowned when he was left alone by the US 41 bridge over Charlotte Harbor last July. According to reports, he was jittery and agitated, talking about God and the devil, yet he allegedly did not meet the requirements for a Baker Act. The deputy who evaluated him left to get a trespass warning signed at the nearby racetrack and returned to Filmeck floundering in the water. His mother, Lisa Novak, is still struggling to understand the events that led to his death. Now my granddaughter has to go without her father, and people could say, well, he put himself in that situation, but they weren't there to protect him, Novak said. He could have done a lot of things with his life. Novak knew her son had used meth before, and he'd been Baker acted when he was high on it about a year before. Filmeck struggled with depression, she said, especially after a breakup with the mother of his daughter, but just weeks before his death he sent messages to his mom about finally getting medicine to help and wanting to get back to his daughter on the opposite side of the state. His daughter turned 4 this year on the 4th of July, Novak said. We were supposed to go see her that weekend he died, she said. He always wanted to see her, and I couldn't understand. He was at a hotel. I begged him to come stay with me, and I could tell he was on drugs. On July 10, 2017, a racetrack employee called 911 around 3:30 a.m., after Filmeck came into the store acting erratically. He's on something, because he was fidgeting, screaming, the caller says in the 911 recording. He wanted water, and we said it's okay, and he went to hit the water and accidentally got lemonade, and he started freaking out that he's going to get arrested. The caller said Filmeck kept saying the cops were chasing him and he needed a job. At one point, he jumped toward an employee, concerning staff enough to request a trespass warning. I just hope he's okay, the employee said. If anybody else is walking on the bridge, I don't want nothing bad to happen because he's tweaking out right now, or jumping. According to the incident report, Deputy James Murray was the first to make contact with Filmeck, who said he went to the racetrack to get a job application, because he was homeless and needed a job so he could see his daughter. When staff said he could only fill one out online, he got angry, and they told him to leave. Filmeck was staying under the bridge with a female, Sarah Cook, and reportedly kept saying he was God and Sarah was the devil. Because of those statements, Deputy Murray evaluated him for a Baker Act, but ultimately decided he didn't meet the criteria. Stephen did not show any signs of hostility towards anyone and was not a harm to himself or others, Murray's report states. Cook, reached by the Sun this week, described the incident differently. She recalled being terrified of Stephen, who pinned her up against a wall when he came back from the racetrack. She was glad to see the cops when they showed up. I've been around mentally handicapped people, and I've been around people that are high on drugs, she said. The way he was acting, I've never seen a mentally handicapped person or somebody really high on drugs acting like that. Cook recalled 2 to 4 deputies at the scene, and they were laughing at Filmeck, she said, like high school boys. They're laughing at him, and I'm thinking, wow, I can't believe these guys think it's funny, she said. Haha, I guess you're coming down off meth. It wasn't funny. It scared the expletive out of me. Cook only met Stephen a few weeks before the incident, but they were in the same situation and smoked meth together a few times, she said. Luke Adamczyk, another deputy who arrived as backup, searched her purse and found some crystal meth inside a pill bottle. Cook said she hadn't used with Filmeck that time, and she believed he put it in her purse on accident. She told Adamczyk the meth wasn't hers, but he placed her under arrest and transported her to the Charlotte County Jail. When Adamczyk left with Cook, Deputy Murray explained the trespass warning to Filmeck before going to the racetrack to have an employee sign the papers, according to the incident report. Filmeck was missing when Murray returned. Murray heard him yelling from the water and called for backup, according to the report. Eventually, searching with a flashlight, Deputy Anthony Freitas spotted Filmeck's head sticking out of the water. Freitas described him being 30 to 40 feet from the shoreline, while Murray reported he was 100 feet out. The two attempted a rescue, and managed to pull Filmeck back to the surface. He had a pulse when they reached shore but wasn't breathing. According to Freitas, Stephen Filmeck with his infant daughter, Lily, in 2014. Photo provided. He was vomiting, and they turned him on the side so he wouldn't choke on his own vomit. Murray reported Adamczyk returned to the scene as Filmeck stopped breathing, and they attempted life-saving efforts until EMS arrived. Filmeck was pronounced deceased at 5:17 a.m. The medical examiner classified his death as an accident, the result of drowning. CCSO spokesperson Katie Heck said the agency considers the case closed. She confirmed CCSO never received any complaints from Cook regarding the alleged inappropriate behavior by deputies. As a first-time offender, Cook was offered a diversion program for the meth possession, but she said prosecutors abandoned the case after Adamczyk was fired earlier this year. Internal investigations revealed he had stolen drugs from a neighbor and lied about his role in a traffic crash. Cook's charges were null prost on June 26, according to court records. Cook only found out Filmeck had died after getting out of jail, and said she couldn't believe they left him alone. She began talking to Novak on Facebook to tell her what happened the night he died. He was so far beyond Baker Act crazy, I'm sure someone a quarter as crazy they would have Baker acted, she said. They acted very unprofessional. If they did their job, he'd be alive today. Novak said her son's death has completely changed her life. She doesn't like leaving her house anymore or talking to anyone. There's no joy. She recently spoke with the agency about the incident but said they seemed to brush off her concerns. I feel like they looked at my son as a homeless meth head not worth saving, she said. I want to bring light onto this, because this shouldn't happen to anybody else. They're there to protect us, and if somebody else's child is out there, I don't want the cops to just turn their back on them and let them die like these people are nothing, because everyone deserves to be treated equally. Email, aeasker@sun-herald.com. Police use who may want to retaliate against him physically.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I just wanted you to know that I am using this stuff under fair use. And also remember to like and subscribe this channel. Also too, keep in mind I do not make any money on YouTube. This is 5 hours work a day, you know, fighting for freedom. And you can donate with PayPal and Patreon. I just want you to think about this. If everybody gives to PayPal and Patreon, Patreon is every month. Actually, PayPal you can do every month. I have 12,000 subscribers. If everybody gives, I can quit my regular job and go full-time investigations on Charlotte County and possibly even more and beyond. So just keep that in mind. If everybody helps out, I can go full-time doing this. Thanks.